With the release of Claude Code and Fable 5, it is now literally possible to clone almost any stick figure YouTube channel on the planet, whether it's ancient daily life, personal finance and investing, ancient social life, dark curiosity, even ancient human survival, any niche you can think of. And after hours of research, I found the perfect pipeline that does it all: the script, the voiceover, the visuals, even the thumbnail, all on autopilot. In this video, I'll walk you through the entire process, step by step, and throughout this video, I'll give you the exact skill that powers this whole machine completely free. But first, let me show you what we're actually making today.
You spent 2 whole years on this planet, eating, screaming, falling over, and being the absolute main character. And you remember? Nothing. Your first steps? Gone. Your first word? Gone. That time you laughed so hard at a ceiling fan? Also gone. So, why? Well, here's the thing. Your baby brain was recording. The problem is the hippocampus.
Okay, so the very first thing you need is a channel worth modeling, and I found a perfect one. It's called Explain in Paint. Now listen to this. This channel was created less than 2 months ago. 2 months, and it already has over 42,000 subscribers, with only 38 videos. Almost every single video crossed 100,000 views. The channel covers prehistoric human life, stuff like how ancient humans survived predators, how they kept babies alive, how they fell in love, even what they did all day without jobs. To explain these interesting topics, they use these stick figure drawings, which are really simple but awesome to watch. Now here's where it gets crazy. In the last 30 days alone, this channel pulled in more than 2 million views, and with a high RPM of around $7, this channel is likely making $12,000 a month from stick figures. Oh, and one more thing. More than half of their audience is from the US, which is exactly what you want, because that's where the highest ad rates are. So, we found our channel. Now comes the fun part. Let's get into the setup, and we're gonna start with Claude Code. I promise you don't need any coding or technical skills. If you can copy and paste, you're qualified. Head to Google and type in Claude Code download. Click the top result. Grab the version for your system, Mac or Windows, doesn't matter. Once it's installed, open it up just like any other app. Set up an account if you don't have one, and that's it. Now, let's move to the second tool, Higgsfield. This is the tool that's going to draw every single image in our video automatically. Type in Higgsfield in Google. Click the first link. Sign up for an account if you haven't already. Now, once you're logged in, look for a button labeled MCP and CLI. Click on it, then select CLI. You'll see a small block of code pop up. And I know what you're thinking. Code? You said no coding. Relax. All you're doing is copying and pasting. Grab the first line. Now open your terminal. On Windows or Mac, hit the search bar at the bottom of your screen and type terminal. Once it's open, paste that first line in and press enter. Now head back to Higgsfield. Copy the second line. Drop it into the terminal. Hit enter again. And one more time for the third line. And just like that, Higgsfield is installed on your computer. Alright, time to connect Higgsfield and Claude Code, so Claude can control Higgsfield all by itself. Go back into Claude Code and click Customize. Then head into Connectors. Hit the plus icon and choose Add Custom Connector. Now switch over to Higgsfield. Click on MCP and copy the first link you see there. Back in Claude Code, give your connector a name. I'll just name mine Higgsfield. Paste the link in and hit Connect. It'll ask you to authorize access to your Higgsfield account. Just click Allow, and that's it. Claude Code and Higgsfield are now talking to each other. From this point on, Claude can generate images on its own, without you touching a thing. Now, the final piece of the puzzle, ElevenLabs. This is what gives our videos a voice. Once you're inside ElevenLabs, go to Developers, then click on API Keys. Hit Create Key. Give it any name you like and create it. Now copy that key. Head back into Claude Code and type something simple like Install the ElevenLabs API. Paste the key in and hit Enter. Done. Claude can now write the script, draw the images, and speak the voiceover, all by itself. But before we fire it up, make sure you select the Fable 5 model. This is important. Fable 5 is the most capable model so far. Second, we pick our folder. Down at the bottom, you'll see your local folder and a work tree. Just add the folder you want to work in. For this project, I'm creating a brand new one and calling it something simple, like Fable Demo. Why does this matter? Because everything we make, the script, the voiceover, the drawings, the final video, all of it saves into that one single folder. Alright, everything's set up. Now for the part I've been teasing since the beginning, the channel cloner skill. I'm going to copy and paste this skill into Claude. And here's the thing, this skill is the heart of the entire process. It's about 22 pages long, and it's basically a complete YouTube cloning machine. You give Claude a viral channel, and it reverse engineers their entire formula. And notice what I said there, the formula, not the videos. Then it uses that formula to generate a brand new, fully edited video for you on autopilot. Now, this skill took me days to build, but you don't have to do any of that. If you're following along and you want this exact skill for yourself, just comment the word skill down below, and I'll send it straight to you, completely free. Alright, skill pasted, and immediately Claude asks asks me, which YouTube channel do you want me to analyze? So now we paste in the channel we're modeling. You could just type the channel name, but I recommend you grab the channel URL instead. It's more precise, and Claude finds exactly the right channel every time. So paste it in and hit enter. And now watch this. Claude starts running a deep analysis. Give it a few seconds. And look at this. Claude just created an entire HTML file. Click on it, and it hands you a full breakdown of the channel. And I mean everything. Title patterns, the exact frames their viral titles follow, thumbnail analysis. It studied every single thumbnail and figured out what makes people click, hook structures, script format, pacing, and story arc, the complete DNA of why this channel goes viral. Guys, think about what just happened. If you tried to do this manually, that's 1 to 2 full days of work, but Claude did it in under a minute. Alright, now it's time to generate the video ideas. I'll ask Claude to generate me 5 viral video ideas and hit enter, and just like that, it hands me a whole list to choose from. Now pay attention to this part, because it's important. These ideas are not copied from the channel. Claude took their title formula, the exact structure that keeps going viral, and used it to create completely fresh ideas. That's the difference between cloning a formula and stealing content. For this demo, let's go with this one right here. Why can't you remember being a baby? I mean, come on, that's a genuinely interesting question, right? So I send it back to Claude, and now it asks me, how long do you want the script to be? And here, you can pick whatever length you want. But let me give you a serious tip. This channel's average video length is 21 minutes. That's not an accident. Longer videos mean more watch time, more ads, and more money per video. So if you're doing this for real, match that length, or go even longer. But since this is just a demo, I'll keep it short and go with 1 minute. And now it's time to generate the script. Once the length is locked in, look at this. Claude is writing the full script in that channel's exact style. Same hook shape, same pacing, same rhythm, but with a completely different topic. This is the formula we extracted earlier, coming to life in real time. But hold on, because here's where most people mess this up. They take the first script Claude gives them and run with it. Don't do that. Watch. Look at the very first sentences of this script. See how it's kind of flat? It's not bad, but not everyone can relate to it. Viewers decide in the first 10 seconds whether they stay or leave. So let me show you the fix. Your script needs 2 things. It needs to be easy to understand, and it needs humor. That's it. Simple language plus a few laughs equals retention. So I'll ask Claude, rewrite this script to be conversational, easy to understand, and highly relatable. Add a touch of humor and some witty or funny moments. And watch this. It instantly rewrites the entire script. Look at the difference. More relatable, more casual. Honestly, that's pretty amazing. Alright, the script is done. Let's move to the voiceover. Now Claude asked me straight up, do you approve the script so I can generate the voiceover? Since I liked it, I'll just say yes. And now Claude is working, generating the narration. After a few seconds, it hands the voiceover back as a ready audio file. To play it, just click on the file here. Then click on voiceover, and you can listen to it straight from Claude itself.
You spent 2 whole years on this planet, eating, screaming, falling over, and being the absolute main character. And you remember? Nothing.
I mean, come on, that sounds great. And of course, if you don't like the voice, you just tell Claude to regenerate it. But this one sounds good to me, so I'll tell it. The voiceover sounds great. And now, we've arrived at my favorite step of the entire pipeline, the visuals. Before generating the images, Claude asks us to lock in the visual style. For this demo, I'm going with the MS Paint Stick figure look, the same style as the channel we're modeling. Then it asks about aspect ratio. Since we're making a long-form video, I'll go with 16:9. For resolution, you can go all the way up to 4K, but honestly, 2K is more than enough. Save your credits. Now, here comes the image cadence. This just means how long each image stays on screen. And look at the math here. At 2.5 seconds per image, you need 26 images. At 4 seconds, only 17. At 5 seconds, just 13. So the cheap move is obvious, right? Fewer images, fewer credits. But here's the thing. If you want high retention, keep your images between 2.5 and 4 seconds. Yes, it costs more credits, but it's worth it. For this demo, I'm going with 2.5 seconds. Now, once the settings are locked in, Claude doesn't just blast out all 26 images at once. First, it generates one single style image as a test. And this is smart, because if the style is wrong, you want to know now, not after burning credits on 26 bad images. And I'll be honest, I didn't like it, not even close. So I asked it to regenerate. Still not the look I was going for. So to fix it, I went to the channel we're modeling, opened one of their videos, and took a screenshot of their art style. Then I attached it to Claude with one single line, "This is the style I want," and boom, it came back with 2 new style options. And now they look great. Claude asks which one I want. I think the second one is clean, so I type in B, and once the style is locked, Claude starts generating all 26 images, one by one. And here's something cool. If you jump over to Higgsfield and open the image tab, you can watch them appear in real time. Every image lands there the second it's finished. And look at this. Claude says, all jobs completed, downloading everything into the project. So now let's open up that folder we created at the beginning. And look at this. Under images, every single image, ordered by numbers. Click on shot review, and there are all 26 shots laid out. But here's the best part. It generated 3 thumbnail samples to choose from. Scroll down and look at these. They actually look really good. And under clips, there's our voiceover. So now we've got everything we need. It's time to put it all together. Open up whatever video editor you like. I'm using CapCut, but this works anywhere. Create a new project and import the images from your folder, plus the voiceover. Start by dragging your voiceover down onto the timeline first. Now, you could start placing your images one by one, but think about it. On a 20-minute video, that's hundreds of drags, each one manually synced to the voiceover. That's hours of mind-numbing work. So don't do that. Watch this instead. Remember, each image needs to last exactly 2.5 seconds. So instead of adjusting every image by hand, we change one setting and let the editor do it for us. In CapCut, go up to the menu, click Settings, then head to Edit. And right there, you'll see image duration. Set it to 2.5 seconds and hit Save. Now watch me. Back on the timeline, I drag that first image in, and look, it's already 2.5 seconds long, automatically. But here's the real magic. Instead of dragging images one at a time, select all of them at once and drag them in together. And boom, look at that. Every single image, perfectly lined up, perfectly synced to the voiceover. What takes most people 2 hours just took us 30 seconds. Then all that's left is the finishing touch. Find a bit of background music you like, drag it underneath, lower the volume so it doesn't fight the voice, and trim it to match the length of the video. And that's it. Let's watch the final result together.
You spent 2 whole years on this planet, eating, screaming, falling over, and being the absolute main character. And you remember? Nothing. Your first steps? Gone. Your first word? Gone. That time you laughed so hard at a ceiling fan? Also gone. So, why? Well, here's the thing. Your baby brain was recording. The problem is the hippocampus. That's your brain's librarian. And back then, the library was still being built around him while he worked. New shelves every single day, old shelves ripped out overnight. The poor guy never had a chance. So, the memories weren't deleted. They're just filed somewhere no one can reach. In a system that no longer exists, which means the happiest, funniest, most carefree days of your life happen to a tiny stranger wearing your face. And honestly, they'd be so disappointed you stopped laughing at ceiling fans.
And remember, if you want the channel cloner skill that powers all of this, it's still free. Just comment the word skill down below and I'll send it to you. If this video helped you, you know what to do. And if you want to learn more about AI, check out this video on screen now. See you there.